this Wolf was starting off with. Dedede with Trundle. Talking about Steve Brawler, we're seeing neither of them so far, but let's see how this goes.
This is classic Trundle, classic Warrior, I suppose. This is what I sort of know them for.
Yeah, the OG mains in a sense, yeah.
I know that Trundle has a lot of experience in this match. I know she's beaten Minimo before. Whether or not she can sort of bring that onto the big stage where she is, again, one set away from breaking the 9th place curse. Yeah, I'm very happy to do so.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I actually completely agree with this. I think in terms of, like, on paper, that's why I thought we might see the Steve. Maybe it's just like maybe the Warrior doesn't know, but I think on paper, from what I've seen before, yeah, I think Trundle is no strength in this area specific. But we'll see. Early days, and it is a lead here for the Warriors so far.
Very hard call-outs from Trundle. It didn't pay off so far, and could honestly lead to her losing stop if Warrior plays their cards right. I do wonder. I'm wondering what on earth that was and why it worked.
Absolutely brilliant. It's the way it slightly stalls you in the air, the up B. Just the slight timing mix-up was enough there to catch Trundle off guard.
Oh, no. Oh, was that not a regrab? It's not enough. The up tilt is going to be a bit.
Yeah, what's interesting is, of course, Dedede, absolute ass-cheeks character. But there's just certain decisions that Trundle will do where you're like, watch him, he's really smart. Stuff. But yeah, I think what Warrior's really good at from what I've seen the players, they're really good at catching out jumps in terms of like landing the sort of strong hit wall back airs. And I think the way that works is that they're really good at sort of like pressuring like up close on shield and sort of forcing it where like the jump sort of feels like the most favourable RPS option. And they're really good at sort of recognizing that when that's been sort of recognized by their opponent, calling that out. Easier said than done when Trundle has like a million jumps. And she's so good at that, as like an out of shield option, turn around. Oh.
Really punish on that with up smash. And you're right, even though there's like a lot of startup to the jump out shield, B reverse inhale landing, it's still like you're still just conditioned to shield for whatever reason against Dedede, and it still works every time. Trundle is playing on cards right. If she just used this situation at ledge, cover the roll, it would have covered neutral getting as well. It's very scary stuff. That is where Dedede shines the character, especially where that king plays the game.
Yeah, Dedede, absolutely, we said before, terrible character, but low key on ledge, pretty good. Some good damage there. The percent deficit suddenly sort of turned into Trundle's favour after being in Warrior's hands for so long. But look. That's the thing about percent deficits as well, is that you're usually going to kill Dedede at like 150. So you've got a lot to make up, even if it's just 20% between the characters right now.
Kind of shaky stuff from Alice here, as she tries to find something, but Warrior's really taking that opportunity and really seize the moment.
Again, you see there, we're trying to go for sort of a rising back into catch a jump from Trundle, but gets the mistech down smash. I have to say, Fergus, I saw the Wolf and I saw the Dedede get right. I think this might not go well for Warrior, but
they know this.
I was wrong. Good stuff. Well, this is a best of 5, and yeah, I feel like just like a couple of key moments in that game. Obviously, down smash, tech replenish. That's the thing about Wolf sometimes, is that it can feel a bit swingy. Where it's like a bit like some of the other space animals, particularly Fox, where you're either getting a kill from like one of like either getting a strong back air, getting like a down smash F tilt at ledge, or sometimes you can struggle, but if you get all the stars aligned, you really don't struggle to kill.
And Rapid has done a good job of like creating those advantageous situations where something magic can happen. I think Trundle's quite good at that as well. Like able to set up situations where like you're forced to take the border or get grabbed, for example. We just haven't really seen any sort of that stuff from Trundle. It's like Warrior is sort of dictating the pace of the game, making Dedede slow down, and I suppose that's what you expect in a matchup like this, but when it's these players, you expect it's Trundle dictating the pace because the better player or more like stronger player typically.
I love that. It's like, oh, Trundle's been a better player. Warrior might have something to say about that after this set. That's the interesting thing. But I don't know. But no, I agree actually. It's funny. Sometimes people think, Dedede is at the end of the day a massive matchup check in some respects, because obviously the character on paper is not very good, but there are just some little situations, be it a ledge or be just like some gimmicks, make it work. But Trundle there, dying again for another mistake. Really good to start him.
Sure, like it's giving Wolf a free window for a kill.
Yeah, rolling behind there and just good dash out the corner, cornering himself. Gets the up tilt. I think sometimes people do have a tendency, understandably sometimes, to press a few too many buttons on Dedede's shield, but the way that Dedede can like low profile with things like the up smash or like the up tilt, like a pretty strong kill, which you wouldn't always think so like at first glance. But got a small lead here for the Warrior, but Trundle is starting to cook.
Absolutely, a little too much, but not going to die for it. You can see Warriors going into like high back air jump out, pull out mode. It's whether or not they can manipulate the situation to get that reward. Whereas Trundle going to do the same thing herself and find the back air.
Ledge trap situation.
I like the idea.
Scout a roll. Just a weak back air, saving Trundle right there. Very close to second game.
Really good use of water to get up off the ledge. That is an insane hurtball shift there.
Well, that's it. I think you think you're safe because of obviously the safety of your moves or like the out of shield options that Dedede has, but the way King just torqued his whole body.
Hold on.
Those moves.
Oh, the usage of laser from Iraq has been pretty strong. As a way to deflect auto. Otherwise you could just die in those spots.
Oh. All there with that smash, another ledge trap situation. Now smash is enough, and yeah, Trundle back to perhaps more business as usual as we expect from her proficiency in this matchup.
For sure, I think the Warrior, would you agree, has a bit of an unorthodox way of playing. Like I think one example of that was when they had stage control, but they chose to roll through the nothing out the corner. It's things that catch you off guard, but the longer the set goes on, the more time that Trundle has to download and code, you kind of get a bit more worried for those unexpected unorthodox options.
Yeah, sometimes unorthodox options are good because they're unorthodox, but sometimes they are unorthodox because they're bad. And like rolling into the corner to corner himself is kind of wacky and kind of crazy, and you know, might be something to set like a grab at ledge or something, but you know, if it works, until it doesn't. That's why I say sometimes people say, well, if it works, it can't be bad, but say that until it stops. Good stuff there from Trundle in that second game. I expect a similar, you know, relatively close start to this game as we saw in the last one.
Sure, but I have been a big fan of the Warriors movement so far, kind of making Trundle scared to throw out those committal moves from Dedede. But does, again, go for the unorthodox, go for the high reward with those forward smashes. A bit more liberal than compared to someone like Minimo, like Streaks.
Oh, great call out on the up smash there, but again, the reward not quite there for Dedede in that percent. And even though the percent lead this is a classic super heavy life where Dedede with the percent deficit, but it's going to take a lot to kill the Penguin, whereas Gordo is enough for the Wolfie.
That kill is such a large Penguin.
Two up smashes there. Like any other character in the game. Here comes Trundle with a lead. As you were saying, another example of the unorthodox gameplays. We saw that up B to kill in the first game. And, you know, I think Trundle's sort of just trying to watch out for some of Warrior's wacky antics, as I would describe. And I feel like if you wait out the crazy option, you know, eventually you might explore for it. But at the same time, Warrior doing some really good stuff, things like the Tomahawk, down tilt, catching Trundle out of shield.
That is unorthodox. That's the 1% thing. That high up B through the ledge. Although it hit, it was only the stars this time. Is she going to do it again? Oh, held down to try and avoid that exact situation where like you get hit like on the regrab, but Warrior delayed it just enough to take a stop, and he really needed that. Oh my lord, extending the hitbox by shielding, meaning the Gordo hit. Gordo usage from Trundle has been immaculate. She's been using it in different situations, like threatening to cover the ledge hang and threatening to cover the jump in 2 different ways. It's really impressive stuff from her, and I don't know how familiar Rapid is with her game.
Yeah, I mean, The ledge trap is something that he does have in his arsenal. But yeah, again, I don't quite know. We might have we got Metro, Northwest. I don't know how much to play against it. There's only so much DDD flowchart you do on ledge, but bouncing Gordo is just really a lot of work. Pretty sizable lead here.
That's nice. You'd think that Riley has played against the Spire, the King Dedede at some point.
Oh, that's true. We've got Spiders on.
If they're going to go to Smash Quarter, that would be where the magic would happen. But again, very different playstyles surprisingly between those two players, despite being adopted. And maybe the Warrior is the one in unfamiliar territory. Oh, but what aggressive!
Talk about an orphan. Yeah, I feel like up until that wolf flash there from the Warrior, I feel like it was just a little bit flustered in the way they were sort of around the stage, and a lot like more committal options, like just like wanted to sort of like just hit the penguin. So again, roll behind grab. That is we call that the old school Wi-Fi option. But, if you're not ready for it, low key, especially with a slow character, you can do the business.
I think it doesn't really have anything to cover the back of the shield unless it's hard pull out with the up smash. I am waiting for that to be used by. Oh, she will find the opportunities first. She loves that stuff.
Tell you what, Warrior started cooking this last stock. 84% without really.
What a grab!
Not really taking too much. Aggressive there. On the back air. I feel like Trundle's getting off ledge. A little bit easier here. Oh, I think they had the read. Trundle's drift in on the air dodge again. I think a slight read on the tech in. Just the execution.
How does a penguin roll so far?
So there, the great laser usage coming up for Warrior again. Again, a big game here. Oh, and again, the amount of times he's been hit by that stray Gordo. Another ledge trap situation. Oh, tries to read the tech away. This is so scary.
All to play for here. Can Rapid find this stock at ledge? The Gordo, the sharking, so much sharking here. The regrab's not getting punished. This is all to play for still. Any stray hit from either side.
Oh, and the shield really low there from the Warrior there. Knew that they had to dash away and not take a Gordo. Oh, the F-tilt is enough! And the preemptive pop-off.
Do they know it's the best of 5? I assume they do. I assume they do.
But you know what? I love a good pre-game or mid-game pop-off.
That was important. That was
I won't lie, that was earned. That was earned.
Well
I think what's interesting about watching the Warrior is that for every bit of unorthodox players we've been saying, like the up B kill in the first game or the roll behind dash attack, we've seen like a couple of like some smart neutrals, some like very conserved spacing, and that's the thing. It's like, do you know if your opponent's going to play wacky or optimal? And it keeps you on your toes. I have to say, I'm really impressed by the Warrior in this set. They've done really well. I think I thought Trundle would, this matchup in particular, maybe force the Warrior onto the Steve, the Cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's not a good way to start if you're the Warrior. That pop-off looking a bit preemptive so far, but long way to go even in this fourth game.
I'm seeing adaptation from both sides. We're like twice.
I think it was a back air rather than down.
Very small thing, but like, you can see the Warrior going for a tech roll in coverage. So that's what Trundle did twice in a row, end of last stop. Trundle tech rolling away. Those small things.
Yeah, I think what I would like to see a little bit more from the Warrior is, I feel like, I think we said it before, Trundle's getting back to center stage on the ledge pretty easy, but maybe Warrior's happy to do that if you can just up smash. Seal it.
Oh, that's so much damage. Remember, the Warrior died at like maybe like 2% from the inhale, and now they're winning.
Yeah.
So that was the first actual attempt. It didn't go well, but it's the unorthodox that like you can see the brilliance behind the plays.
It's just the roll behind is not even like it's used aggressively. That's what's interesting. A defensive option used aggressively.
They're just so close to finding these reads, just ever so slightly off the spacing. Okay, I don't know how much this is read or how much this is hope.
Hope it was real, but F smash, I don't know, yes. The Ivy was slightly suspect from Alice, but again, just I feel like the Warrior doesn't really mind Trundle getting off stage, but in that situation does get the F-tilt. This is a big moment here. Warrior potentially stock away from the top 8.
That would be huge for them. People sleeping on the go.
We're talking about that Steve Dutt with Maze Beats that I saw one game. I was like, okay, here we go. But Warrior showing the fundies are here. You can play the fundies character like Wolf. Still shine in 2023. Another ledge trap situation. We've seen Warrior struggle in these situations before. That should be great reaction with the up tilt. All right.
Going for it again.
Alex
all he
going
wants.
Way back. And I think again, like, this is again a slightly pressured situation. Can Warrior close? I think Trundle, you know, not a seasoned top player professional, but she's been in a lot of these situations. If anything, she needs to show that she's a closer at this point. So many 9s. Is it going to be another, or can Alice bring it back? 94%.
Another really good grab. I feel like this curse could live on for a little bit longer. She's upping the tempo, but it may be too little too late.
Oh, that back, I think that should be not enough. I think that must have been the weak hit.
From center stage, I suppose. That's one final chance for Alice to bring it back. Warrior very desperate, double up smash.
Oh, they're swinging, they're swinging. Great inhale. Oh, gets the hit back on the Gordo. I know this is 158, I know Dedede lives for a while, but this looks so scary. The Warrior trying to scout a jump, and does get the jump. They are in top A. The Warrior does it, a huge pop-off, an embrace from their friends. And the Trundle not happy about that. Fair enough.
Another ninth place heartbreaker for her. But the Warrior fell to their knees as they won it. You can tell how much it meant to them. A top 8 that no one saw coming with a well-earned win over Trundle.
Yeah, and I think we hinted at the start of this set that I think what Warriors really